Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know if Cheeks is in the chat. Cheeks, are you here? Shout out to Cheeks. She sent me, oh my gosh. Look at this, y'all. Aren't these cute? I had them on my Amazon wish list, and she sent me two of them. Thank you so much, Cheeks. This is so cute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, as you guys know, I am working on my background. I want to because I want to be able to use these and other things that I have that people have like sent. I want to be able to. I'm gonna for those that are know, I have an Amazon wish list or don't know. Okay, and it's just kind of like I have toys in there for baby. Hold up, I hear myself echoing. Um, Isn't that cute? She sent me, like, 2 of 'em. I thought it was because I had them on my Amazon wish list. These are cute. I love them. So, let me share with you guys something. I have an Amazon wish list for those that are like, "How do we support the channel? We'd like to know," type of deal. Oh, where is it? It's in a different tab. Anyways, I've added a 5-tier corner bookshelf so that I can use it for this corner. I actually want to use this corner a little bit more, and that way I'm able to add different things in there for the background and stuff. So I've added it to the Amazon wish list. Totally, if y'all want to, support the channel or whatever by buying it, it's there. It's about, I think, $80. I like it. I saw it, and it's like 5 tiers. $89, and it's a corner rustic book rack shelf. And so what I wanna do is I wanna hang these put not hang them, but put those in there. Thank you so much, Cheeks, these are cute. She got me 2 of them, but I need to be able to have a little corner to put all that other and the cable cords for this whole setup and situation. So thank you, Cheeks. These are cute. Thank you, thank you. I just wanted to thank her publicly for them. I thought they were cute. Aren't they cute? And I wanna also buy, um y'all think I'm gonna crazy with this one. I'm into I remember back in the day when I had a landline. I wanna buy one of those again. I do. You know, the cut but those, little dial phones, the ones that you put your finger and then you're dialing this way. Yeah, I totally wanna do that. So and that way it could be some background decoration. I love that. I and that could be my, calling people out phone. Shout out to everybody. I know she got me 2 of them. 'Em. Isn't that cute? I thought it was so cute. Thank you, Cheeks. My wonderful mod. A rotary phone. Thank you. You know the ones that go you dial the one and it takes you have one of those? See, I want one of those. And it'd be a cute little, like, background. I like it. So, if y'all wanna support the channel, buy a little something, it's on the Amazon wish list. Totally, completely up to y'all. Totally not required, but it's cute. And SW also has sent me shirts. I've had people here send me gifts for Baby Bunny. It's awesome. That's why I have that list there for anybody that wants to support. Excuse me. Let me cough a little. Excuse me. I didn't mean to cough on the mic. Okay, everybody in here, thank you so much. So this is what we're gonna do. Somebody had messaged me and said, that this whole Selena series is starting to get hyped up and whatnot. And which I would have suspected, right? It's going to pick up steam. People are going to talk about it and everything. And there's a lot of misinformation in terms of like what Yolanda has said, what what is out there. So one of the things that I really wanted to do was dispel some of the misinformation out there, and what especially for us that have followed this case for so long. One thing I noticed that people have not done, and I wanted to do with you guys, was review the Primer Impacto interview that she did, the first interview that she did in 1995, okay, shortly after being convicted with Maria Celeste Arraras, the journalist reporter from Primer Impacto. Okay, so in 1995, Maria Celeste Arraras wrote a book about this, and I actually had the opportunity to do some research a little bit more, review the book again. So I had to do all that. Give me one sec, guys. Excuse me. Um, so sorry, somebody was at my door. I want to be able to review this and give you guys a little backstory to this. Maria Celeste Arraras wrote a book. She made a book off of her whole experience. It is not the first journalist that has. I mean, she was at the case. She was at the hearings. She got some insider scoop information. She got to talk to Yolanda SALDIVAR's family. She got to talk to the attorneys. A lot of the inside scoop came to Maria Celeste Herreras at the time. And there was a lot that she didn't reveal. There's a lot of things that have happened, obviously, since 1995, since the conviction. So she wrote this book many years ago where she talked about El Secreto de Selena, Selena's secret, right? And Yolanda, as well as other people, had revealed that Selena had this secret. A lot has been revealed since then. During the trial, there was this doctor by the name of Ricardo Martinez who testified in court, but not a lot was revealed about him. Apparently, there were some business contacts that the Selena and her family were doing with this doctor, right? It was later revealed after the trial, after the conviction, that it was later revealed that allegedly Selena had an affair with this doctor, and it was a interesting love affair to say the least. The doctor had a middleman that would help in the situation when they would meet up. Okay, so this doctor had this like middleman who would, get all the calls, get all the information, all the appointments, and it sounds like he was infatuated with her as well. I don't know how much of that I believe. I honestly feel like there's a lot of this is there's not a lot of receipts to show of this love affair. Supposedly there was phone calls, cell phone calls. I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen these records. They've been talked about. Allegedly, it's been said that Selena was worried and scared of this secret that was going to get out, which was the secret affair. Even if she had an affair, I don't think it necessarily justifies her being murdered. Yolanda had once said that Selena was pregnant, although the doctor says that she was not pregnant because she was on some type of birth control, which was like the implant at the time or something like that. We don't know any of that to be true. There is nothing out there that would substantiate any of this, right? And the dead can't speak for themselves. So we're kind of left with he said, she said, what they said, right? But the reason why I think this interview is so important that I'm pretty sure Oxygen True Crime TV is not going to talk about. So this is very important. This is the first interview that Yolanda Saldivar gave after her conviction. She was still at the jail, county jail, right? And she hadn't been transferred to Gainesville, Texas, the correctional facility. So she was still like hanging out there, and they were waiting for her sentencing before she would be transferred. So Maria Celeste Herreras talks about kind of leading up to this interview and having this interview. There are portions of this interview that had been cut and edited based on what Maria Celeste Herreras said in her book, right? So what I want to do is do something that I haven't seen anybody do on YouTube. Okay. I'm going to translate this. Okay. We're going to review it together. It's a 41-minute interview. There are little subtitles, but the subtitles, they're okay. They're not well translated. The thing about the Spanish here is Maria Celeste Herreras is from Puerto Rico, and Yolanda Saldivar is kind of doing like the Spanglish, which is the mix of English and Spanish. It's kind of cut up. It's not, it's Spanish, but it's still Spanglish, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that I kind of give you that idea of like how this is all going down. Now, this is in 1995, of course, shortly after her hearing her conviction, and she's waiting to be sentenced. She's sitting in this facility waiting to be sentenced. Okay, we're going to start right there. For those that don't want to listen to my commentary, just so you know, I'm going to be editing this video and uploading just me translating the interview so y'all can hear it and you understand what the big fuss of the situation was at the time. Okay? Deal? All right. Let me get started. And shout out to everybody. I see a lot of you people out there. Thank you so much. Yes, you love. People are saying, like, I just don't understand what the big deal is. What was the misinformation? For those that are saying out there, and I saw the neighborhood talk, I saw, shout out to Claudia Jordan, Fox Soul. I saw who else? Perez, Hilton talking about it. Everybody's like talking about this, and they're just like, well, it's new information. It's not new information. I promise you this. If you've been following this case, what else can be new other than, does she have a diary? Does she have some secret confession? So I think this is important to put out there. Honestly, I think it's a money grab. Lady's up for parole. Doesn't mean she's gonna get it, but that's kind of where we're at. Okay. All right. And I might have to go get some water because you know it's gonna be a lot of talking. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my water. 1 sec, y'all. Ooh. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those that have waited. Here we go. I have made myself small. Let's get started. Let me get the volume up real quick so I can listen.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Durante todo este tiempo has guardado silencio y hoy has decidido hablar. ¿Por qué?
Maria Celeste Arraras says, throughout this whole time, you have stayed silent, and yet today you've decided to speak. Why?
Porque María, ya creo yo que la gente ha formado una opinión.
Because, Maria, I already believe that the people, the public, have formulated an opinion.
Y a este momento creo yo que ya la gente quiere saber mi historia.
And at this moment, I believe people are ready to hear my story.
Una de las cosas es que yo tuve un sueño muy profundo, donde mi hija, Selena, me daba el derecho de que yo ya no guardaba el silencio.
One of the things is, I had a really profound dream where my daughter Selena was giving me the right, so I would no longer have to keep silence.
Ella me dijo plano, ya no calles, di la verdad.
She told me clearly, don't be quiet, tell the truth.
Ya no seas tan fiel conmigo, porque tú estás sufriendo.
Don't be so loyal to me because you're suffering. Maria Celeste Arraras is asking her, loyal, faithful, what do you mean?
¿En qué forma?
Faithful in what way?
Fiel de que yo no le iba a revelar la verdad. Que yo me iba a condenar a lo que me dieran.
Faithful and loyal that I was not going to reveal the truth. They were going to sentence me, condemn me, regardless of what I said.
Pero ella me lo ha dado saber que está muy disgustosa por lo que me han hecho.
But she has told me that she is very disgruntled or upset of what they've done to me.
Y te voy a leer algo que me llegó a mis manos.
Antes que nada, ¿quién te dio esta carta?
And I'm going to read you something that came to my hands. So let me stop right there. So, at this interview, Yolanda came into the interview with a letter, and she's going to be asked to read, or who sent you this letter, just so you guys are aware. So she's sitting there. She said, it's something came to my hands, and it's this letter that she's holding in this interview.
No sé.
She asked her, who sent you this letter or where did this letter come from? And she says, I don't know.
La persona nunca puso su nombre. Me llegó en un sobre limpio. Me llegó esta carta sin firma, pero un mensaje de Selena.
The person sent this to me in a clean envelope. It came with no signature, anonymously, but it's a message from Selena.
Y yo lo creo porque el día anterior la soñé.
And I believe it because days earlier, I had dreamt her.
Que ella me decía, madre mía, di lo que sabes.
She told me, mother of mine, tell me what you know.
Dilo todo.
Tell it all.
Ya que el mundo te ha condenado, yo tengo mucho dolor. Dilo.
Now that the world has condemned you, tell it all. Let me make sure I didn't miss that. Hold up, what?
Yo tengo mucho dolor. Dilo.
One second, y'all. Want to make sure I get that correctly.
Y yo lo creo porque el día anterior la soñé. Que ella me decía, madre mía, di lo que sabes.
She says, and I believe it because days earlier I had a dream of her where she's telling me, mother of mine, tell what you know, tell it all. The whole world has already condemned you. I'm in pain. Say it.
Dilo todo.
Say it all.
Ya que el mundo te ha condenado, yo tengo mucho dolor. Dilo.
Yolanda, ¿por qué tú la llamas a ella mija y ella te llama a ti madre?
Yolanda, why do you call her daughter and she's calling you mother? This is what Maria, the reporter, is asking Yolanda SALDIVAR.
Porque así era la relación entre yo y ella. Ella es mi hija. Era, fue y siempre será una hija para mí. Yo no la tuve naturalmente, pero así ella me decía María.
Hold up. Because that's how our relationship was between me and her. She is my daughter. She was, and will always be, forevermore be a daughter for me. I didn't have her naturally, but she called me mom, mama.
Yo no la tuve naturalmente,
I didn't have her naturally, but she called me mama.
pero así ella me decía María. Mamá, madre mía, mom. Nunca me decía por Yolanda.
She would call me mom, mama, mother of mine, mama. She never spoke to me by Yolanda.
Y eso yo lo digo muy profundo.
And I take that so profoundly.
Y yo le dije a ella, hasta la muerte, mija, yo llevo tu secreto.
And I told her, till death, daughter, I'll take your secret to the grave.
¿Ese secreto jugó algún papel dentro de la habitación?
Did the secret play a role or was the secret a paper inside of a hotel room on March 31st on the 31st of March?
El 31 de marzo.
Exactamente. Exactamente.
Exactly, she says, exactly.
La discusión fue sobre ese secreto.
So the discussion was over that secret.
Exactamente.
Yolanda,
Yes, exactly.
en términos de la relación entre tú y Selena, tú dices que era como de madre e hija. Lo que ha salido en la prensa es todo lo opuesto. Las han pintado hasta un momento dado en que tú eras lesbiana y estabas enamorada de Selena, obsesionada. Te voy a...
All right, let me stop right here and let me go back a little bit more. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. Yolanda, in regards to the relationship, and this is what the reporter is asking, Yolanda, in regards to the relationship between you and Selena, you say it was like mother and daughter. The case as painted by the press is the exact opposite. That they have been painting a picture, even in the papers nowadays, that you are a lesbian and that you were in love with Selena, obsessive. I'm going to be direct and simply ask you right now.
En que tú eras lesbiana y estabas enamorada de Selena, obsesionada. Te voy a preguntar directamente. ¿Tú eres lesbiana y estabas enamorada de Selena
Are you a lesbian and were you in love with Selena or not?
o no?
Exactamente no.
Exactly not.
Esa es una mentira que se envolcó de dos personas, que fue de Martín Gómez y Abraham Quintanilla.
Exactly not. That was a lie that was woven by two, Martín Gómez and Abraham Quintanilla. That was never a reality.
Eso nunca fue realidad.
Tú no eres lesbiana.
Yo no soy
¿A
lesbiana.
ti te gustan los hombres?
You're not a lesbian. I am not a lesbian. I like men. Yes, exactly. I've had boyfriends. I never approve of that.
A mí me gustan los hombres, sí. Exactamente, he tenido novios. Yo nunca he probado eso. Déjame decirte una cosa, yo y Selena leíamos la Biblia.
Let me tell you something. Selena and I would read the Bible.
Ella fue la que me enseñó a mí cómo decir Jehová nuestro Señor.
She was the one that taught me how to say Jehovah or Lord
Porque yo no podía decirlo.
because I couldn't say it. Maria Cesare's reporter then says, there was never any type of romantic relationship between you,
Nunca hubo ningún tipo de relación romántica entre
Exactamente
ustedes.
no.
between the two of you.
O sea que el secreto nada tiene que ver con
So the secret has nothing to do with that.
eso.
Nada. Nada. Absolutamente nada, María.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Maria.
Todo lo que la gente ha sumado que pasó o lo que creen que pasó, eso es una sumisión.
Everything that people have believed that happened or believed to have happened, that's it. It is a assumption.
No es la verdad.
It's not the truth.
Yolanda, ¿por qué entonces tú no aclaras eso de una vez por todas?
Yolanda, so why don't you clarify everything to everyone for once and for all?
Porque mi causa está en apelación por eso.
Because my case is being appealed at this time. My lawyers have told me it's not prudent for me to speak or reveal anything.
Y mis abogados me han dicho que no es prudente ahorita a revelar eso.
En términos de la relación entre ustedes, vamos a empezar, ¿cómo se conocieron ustedes, tú y Selena?
In terms of the relationship between the two of you, let's start. How did you both meet? How did you first both meet, you and Selena?
Si vieras que yo empecé, a mí no me gustaba la música tejana. Yo oía country. Yo oí una canción de ella que me gustaba mucho, Baila esta cumbia, pero no sabía quién era.
Truly, I didn't like Tejano music. I heard country. I heard a song of hers that I really like, Baila esta cumbia, but I had no idea who she was.
Y mi sobrina me dijo, Yolanda, ella se llama Selena. Vamos a oírla tocar.
So my niece told me, Yolanda, her name is Selena. Let's go hear her play. And when I saw her live singing, she surprised me that this person had such talent, so much that she lit up the audience.
Cuando yo la vi a ella cantar, me sorprendió que esta persona tenía tanto talento, tanta, como que alumbraba a la gente.
¿Y qué hiciste entonces para conocerla?
So what did you do to meet her?
A mí me dijeron a mí que tenía que ir por el lado del papá. Yo fui. Yo le llamé 3 veces y le mandé una carta.
They told me I had to go to the order by her father. So I reached out to him 3 times and mailed him a letter.
Él dijo en corte que tú eres una persona muy insistente.
Eso es.
He said in court that you are a very insistent person. That was a lie because on the third call he returned my call, she responds.
Eso es una gran mentira. Porque a la tercera llamada, él me volvió la llamada.
¿Cómo fue el momento en que tú la conociste a ella? ¿Cuándo por fin te la presentaron?
How were the things or the moment? How was the moment when you first met her? When did they finally present her to you? How did you feel?
Bueno, el club comenzó el 4 de julio de 1991. Yo no la vine a conocer a ella hasta en diciembre de 1991.
Well, the fan club began in July 4th of 1991. I didn't come to meet her until December of 1991.
¿Y cómo fue ella contigo?
Muy amable, muy amable.
So how was she with you? She was very amicable, very amicable.
Selena es una persona que se da a querer.
Es una
Selena is a person that allows you to love her.
persona, era una persona, Yolanda.
Maria Celeste Arraras quotes her by saying, is a person, was a person, Yolanda, was a person.
Pues era una persona. Yo
She says, well, she was a person.
es para mí. Yo no puedo aceptar que ella no esté aquí.
She is to me, I'm unable to accept her not being here. I will never accept her, never am I going to accept her not being here.
Nunca voy a aceptar. No importa, María, qué condena me den. No importa. No importa si me maten mañana. No importa si me manden a encerrar para siempre. Me encierren en una celda para el resto de mi vida.
Ooh, okay, let me go back a little bit so I understand. It doesn't matter to me, Maria. I don't care about what I'm sentenced to. It doesn't matter to me if they kill me tomorrow or if they keep me in a cell the rest of my life. It doesn't matter to me.
No importa si me mandan a encerrar para siempre. Me encierren en una celda para el resto de mi vida. Mi hija siempre va a estar presente conmigo.
Wherever I am, my daughter is always going to be here with me.
¿Tú te arrepientes de lo que pasó?
Do you regret about what happened?
Sí, de cierta manera.
Yes, to certain degrees.
¿De qué manera?
De que yo sé
To what degree?
que las cosas podían haber sido de otra manera. Si la gente que estaba cerca de ella le hubiera puesto atención.
Because I know that things could have been different if the people that were closest to her would have paid attention to her.
María, te digo sinceramente que Selena estaba sufriendo mucho.
Maria, I tell you sincerely that Selena was suffering so much.
¿Por qué sufría? ¿Qué le pasaba?
Why was she suffering? What was wrong with her?
Esas son de las cosas que no puedo revelar.
Those are one of the things I can't reveal.
Pero Yolanda, tú por callar todas estas cosas que supuestamente tú sabes, has sido condenada a cadena perpetua.
But Yolanda, you for keeping quiet of all these things that you supposedly know, you've been sentenced behind bars for life.
Digo, no me importa, María.
I'm telling you, Maria, I don't care.
Yolanda procedió a leer la misteriosa carta en la que supuestamente Selena le envía este mensaje.
So Maria Celeste does a voiceover here and says that Yolanda proceeds to read this letter that supposedly Selena sent her or somebody that knows Selena sent her. It was a message from Selena. That's what she's saying.
Di mi historia, di tu historia. Y recuerda que yo te doy muy gracias por tu amor como madre para mí.
Tell your story. Tell my story. Tell your story. And remember that I give you thanks for your love as my mother.
Yo sé la persona que nos llevó a ese cuarto. Yo sé que te hizo a ti. Yo sé que me hizo a mí.
I know the person that sent us to that room. I know what he did to you, and I know what he did to me.
Mi esposo sabe la verdad. Él sabe toda la verdad.
My husband knows the truth. He knows all the truth.
Chris,
Exactamente.
Chris, exactly.
Pero él tiene miedo de hablar.
But he's scared to speak.
entonces, ¿cuándo lo vas a revelar? ¿En el juicio? O sea, si hay,
En el
si hay una
juicio,
apelación.
si hay una apelación.
So Maria Celeste Arraras says, so when are you going to reveal this? During the appeal or at the sentencing? If there is an appeal. Yolanda had nodded and said, yes, at the appeal.
Si esta carta te hubiese llegado a ti durante este juicio,
Antes del
If this letter arrived to you during the trial,
juicio este de Houston,
sí.
sí, le voy a dar la-
before the trial that's in Houston, yes, I'm going to reveal it.
¿De quién fue la decisión de no testificar? ¿Tuya o de tus abogados?
Whose decision was it for you not to provide your own testimony? Was it yours or your lawyers?
Mis abogados, te digo, fueron o son mi salvación. Te voy a decir sinceramente, María,
My lawyers, I tell you, were or are my salvation. I will tell you something, Maria.
nosotros ganamos la causa.
We won the cause.
¿Por qué?
Yo sé que mis abogados ganaron mi causa.
I know my lawyers won my case. Maria Celeste Arraras, the reporter, says, why do you say that?
¿Por qué tú dices eso?
Porque el fiscal, para mí y para mis abogados, nunca aprobaron el intento.
Because the prosecutors, for me and my lawyers, never proved intent.
Pero el jurado le creyó
But the jury believed.
al fiscal.
Para mí
The jury believed the DA.
es mi opinión que el jurado, antes de sentarse en esas sillas, ya llevaban con su opinión formada.
It is my opinion that before the jury sat on their chairs, they already formulated an opinion.
Esa es tu opinión.
That is your opinion.
Es mi opinión. Y no los culpo, María. No los culpo. Ni les tengo rencor. Porque Selena no quiere que yo tenga rencor a nadie.
And I don't blame them, Maria. I don't fault them. Because Selena doesn't want me to hold grudges against them.
La gente. Y así lo siento.
And yes, I feel it.
Tú sigues llamando a Selena hija y me has explicado que es porque tú la sentías como una hija tuya. Pero tú entiendes que la gente, nuestros televidentes allá afuera, están escuchando esto y ellos dicen, esto
Okay, let me go back a little bit because this is a long question. Maria Celeste says, you keep referring to Selena as your daughter, even though you have explained that you think of her as your daughter, but you understand that the viewers watching this right now, they're going to think that you are not in touch with reality.
que la gente, nuestros televidentes allá afuera, están escuchando esto y ellos dicen, esto es una mujer
They're listening to this and saying, this is a woman who calls Selena her daughter, although she's nothing of that sort.
que llama a Selena hija, que no es su hija, que
Who says already she refuses to accept that the jury hadn't condemned her because she won her cause, even though she's living within said condemnation.
Dice que no acepta que el jurado la haya condenado porque cree que ganó su caso, aun cuando te condenaron. Y que dentro de todo esto,
And furthermore, she doesn't accept that Selena is dead, as demonstrated by her speaking about her in present tense.
además, no acepta que ella está muerta, porque hace un rato te referiste a ella en presente. Entonces van a pensar que eres
And so the audience, are going to think that you, as a person who is not in contact with reality. You understand that, right?
una persona que no está en contacto con la realidad. ¿Tú entiendes eso?
Yo entiendo.
I understand.
Estoy muerta en vida, María.
I'm dead alive, Maria.
Los días para mí son eso, días.
The days for me, it's just that. They're days.
No los estoy viviendo.
I'm not living them.
Para mí no hay felicidad,
There's no joy. There's no happiness.
no hay alegría,
There's no joy.
no hay armonía.
There's no
Desde que tú
harmony.
estás en prisión, desde que pasó todo esto, desde que te condenaron a cadena perpetua, ¿tú has vuelto a considerar el suicidio?
Since everything has happened, so after that day, after you've been condemned, have you returned to the idea of killing yourself?
Sí. Pero ella me está deteniendo. La sueño todas las noches.
Yes, but she's stopping me. I dream her every single night.
Y me dice que yo no he acabado.
And she says to me, I haven't finished.
No son remordimientos.
It's not remorse. No, not at all.
Para nada.
Te lo voy a preguntar y quiero que me mires a los ojos. Yolanda, ¿tú la mataste con intención? Te lo voy a preguntar y
Yolanda, I'm going to ask you again up front. Did you kill her intentionally or not?
quiero que me mires a los ojos. Yolanda, ¿tú la mataste con intención o no?
No. Nunca.
No, never.
Yo sé que tú eres muy religiosa y que tu familia es muy católica. ¿Tú estarías dispuesta a jurar ante Dios en una corte, ante una Biblia, que eso
I know you are a very religious person and that your family is extremely Catholic. Would you be prepared to stand before God, touching a Bible, and declare that you are innocent?
es así?
Exactamente.
Exactly, exactly.
Exactamente. ¿Y sabes por qué, María?
¿Por qué?
Porque mi Dios sabe que fue un accidente.
And you know why, Maria? Because my God knows that this was an accident.
Lo que quiero que me expliques es cómo fue la dinámica de la discusión y el momento en que sacas la pistola. ¿Cómo fue?
What I want you to explain to me is how was the dynamic in that situation? How did you go from the discussion to taking out the gun? How did that happen?
Eso. ¿Qué estaba pasando en ese cuarto? Llévame a lo que estaba pasando allí.
What was happening in that room? Take me to that room in that moment, to what was happening there.
Con mucho gusto te diría, María,
I'll be happy to talk to you about it, Maria, but I cannot discuss this.
pero no lo puedo discutir.
Yolanda, tú dices que no puedes revelar el secreto de el motivo de la discusión, pero yo quiero que tú me lleves físicamente al momento en que tú sacas la pistola y ocurre el disparo. ¿Qué pasó? Explícamelo con tus manos.
Yolanda, you say that you cannot reveal the secret of the motive for that discussion. I want you to physically take me to that moment where you take out the gun and the shot goes off. What happened? Use your hands to walk me through it.
En primer lugar, yo no saqué la pistola.
First place, I didn't take the gun out.
La sacó Selena.
So you're saying it was Selena?
Sí.
¿Para qué? Si la
Yes. But for what? So you couldn't kill her yourself? Exactly. We had a satchel. In English, they call it a satchel. She turned it around.
La que te quería suicidar eras tú.
Exactamente. Ella,
And let me make a correction real quick. You wanted to, she says in here, she says, la que quería suicidarse. The person that wanted to commit suicide was you? And she says, exactly.
teníamos, le dicen un satchel. Ella lo volteó al revés,
Un maletín.
un maletín.
So here she says that she had a satchel. She turned it around. And this is where the Spanish kind of gets confused because Maria Celeste Arraras says a maletín, which is a suitcase or a briefcase. She says a briefcase. So just so you guys know, satchel, I think they're using one and the same to say satchel, meaning something that was holding a briefcase, a suitcase briefcase.
Y lo sacudió en la cama.
So she had a briefcase and she shook it on the bed.
Entonces, no te voy a decir lo que me dijo.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what she said to me.
Entonces, tuvimos una discusión. Yo los levanté, se los puse todos para atrás. Y le dije, vete. Se los puse abajo del hombro. Le dije, vete, madre mía, vete.
All right, one second. Let me go back a little bit. So we had a discussion and I gathered them up and I put them all back up under her shoulder. Then I told her, go, leave. And I put them under her shoulder and told her, leave me, mother of mine, go and get out.
Vete, madre mía, vete.
She was crying and she was crying so hard, telling me that she loved me so much and that I couldn't do this to her.
Ella estaba llorando. Estaba llorando profundamente.
She was crying profoundly.
Diciéndome que ella me quería mucho y que yo no podía hacerle eso.
She was crying profoundly, telling me that she loved me so much and that I couldn't do this to her.
De dejarla así.
I couldn't leave her like that.
Entonces le dije, madre mía, yo nunca te voy a revelar el secreto.
And I told her, mother of mine, I'm never going to reveal the secret.
Entonces ella se hincó, me agarró de las piernas y me dijo, no me dejes.
I will never reveal your secret. And so she kneeled on her legs, and I think she said to me, don't leave me. Do not leave me. Now, I'm going to call something out right here. Let me stop translating real quick because, thank you, Vic. Yes, maletín, maleta, a briefcase. That's a good way. I mean, everybody has, we have to think about it this way. Yolanda's using a lot of Spanglish, whereas Maria Celeste Arraras is Puerto Rican, so there's different dialects that are being used here. But one thing I want to point out too is Yolanda SALDIVAR. I don't want to, I'm kicking myself for giving this commentary, but I think it's important because there's a level of confusion that even happened to me as I was listening to this. Yolanda SALDIVAR says that their relationship was between mother and daughter, right? That's how she's saying it was. And that she was a mother to Selena. But here, the way she's telling the story or the situation, she's saying that Yolanda is calling Selena mother of mine, because who's kneeling? None of it is making sense. So I don't know if she just got confused in her head when she was given the story, but I'm letting you guys know this is where a lot of the confusion is coming about.
no me dejes llorando.
She says, don't leave me while crying. Maria, she was crying so much, begging me not to leave her.
Profundamente María llorando que no la dejara. Yo le dije, madre, yo no puedo.
And I told her, she was crying profusely, telling me, don't leave me. And I told her, Mother, I can't do this anymore. I can't no more. So in this situation, Yolanda is also referring to Selena as mother. See, like I just, this novela part just kind of got to me. I was confused, but I'm letting you guys know in real life where the confusion is at here in the translation.
Ya no puedo más.
Ella te revelaba más del secreto. ¿Y la pistola? ¿Dónde estaba en este momento?
Estaban arriba de la cama.
So she was revealing more the secret. Let me go back a little bit more so I don't miss this part. Hold up.
Profundamente María llorando que no la dejara. Yo le dije, madre, yo no puedo. Ya no puedo más.
Ella te revelaba más del secreto.
And this is more to do with the secret, or this is where the secret was being revealed.
¿Y la pistola? ¿Dónde estaba
And the gun?
en este momento?
Estaban arriba de la cama.
¿Cuándo
The gun was on the bed. And when did you grab it?
fue que la agarraste?
Agarré la pistola y le dije, yo no te dejo por ninguna otra persona.
I grabbed the gun and I told her, I'm not leaving you for anyone else.
Si no te ayuda a ti, no le ayuda a nadie.
If I don't help you, I don't help anybody.
No te mortifiques. Yo agarré la pistola, me la puse en mi templo, aquí.
I grabbed the gun and I put it on my temple.
Y le dije, quiero que te vayas, hija mía, vete, vete. Y no se quería ir, María. No,
I grabbed the gun and I put it on my temple and I told her, I want you to leave, daughter of mine. Leave, leave. And she wouldn't leave.
se quería ir.
She didn't want to leave.
Entonces, yo le hice esa cosa para atrás.
So then I did that thing, I believe it's the hammer, but she says, esa cosa, I did that thing back.
Le dije, madre, quiero que te vayas.
Mother, I want you to go, she's telling her.
En ese momento la puerta estaba abierta, la dejamos abierta. Entonces me dijo, madre, vamos a hablar.
So in that moment, the door was open. We had left it open.
Y le dije yo, no.
Mother, we're going to talk. And I said to her, no,
Ya no me vas a convencer.
you're not going to convince me.
Ya no me vas a convencer.
You're not going to convince me.
Ella iba andando para la puerta y me dijo, mamá, vamos a cerrar la puerta, vamos a hablar. Cuando ella iba andando para la puerta, le dije yo, no cierres la puerta.
All right, let me stop right here because this is where she fumbles a lot in her words. So she says, and she said to me, Mother, let's close this door. Let's just talk about this. While she was coming closer to the door, and I went using the hand gesture, she was using this hand gesture, showing her, punctuating each word with the gun. Don't close the door. Says to her, don't close the door. Now, in her version of events, she's saying that Selena is telling her, let's talk, let's talk. And Yolanda's saying to her, don't close the door. While this gun was right here, okay?
No cierres la puerta.
Don't close the door.
donde le dije, no cierres la puerta después tiro.
When I told her, don't close the door, that's when it went off.
¿Y tú qué hiciste?
So what did you do?
Me quedé en shock.
I was in shock.
¿Tú pensaste que la habías herido en ese momento?
No,
Did you think that you had hurt her at that moment? No, I didn't know.
yo no sabía dónde, yo nomás vi que se fue para afuera.
I didn't know. I just saw that she went outside.
No,
En esta
No. Okay, let me stop right here. Okay? It's taking a lot. It's hard to translate. Have you guys hit the like button yet? Let me take a little water break because I'm trying to be in the moment while this interview is happening. Okay? You guys believe Yolanda SALDIVAR in 1995, her version of events? Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to hit the like button. Okay. So Maria Celeste Arraras does another voicemail. It says, it is during this interview we discover a discrepancy between what Yolanda tells us here to what we heard her say in her own words in the tape recordings that were presented in court during her initial trial hearing. Okay?
esta parte de la entrevista descubrimos una discrepancia entre lo que aquí nos dice Yolanda y lo que la escuchamos decir a ella misma en sus propias palabras en las grabaciones que se presentaron en corte, en las cintas de cuando estaba parapetada negociando su entrega con la policía.
The tapes were recorded by the police during the aftermath of Selena's murder and when Yolanda was parked in the truck of the motel speaking with the hostage negotiator. So at the time, Maria Celeste Arraras found this discrepancy of the series of events here that she was saying had happened versus what was actually put out there in court.
Policía.
When I burned it in my head, you opened the door and said, Selena, close that door. And when I did that, the gun went off.
So, and she points out that discrepancy. Estábamos hablando de eso cuando la saqué y me la apunté a la cabeza y cuando la apunté a la cabeza, ella abrió la puerta. So this is a discrepancy when she's telling the negotiators that they were talking, she had pointed the gun to the door, and when she pointed the gun to the door, that the gun, she's saying that it was right here, but that the gun went off when it went to the door. She never actually says that she was pointing it at her. Keep that in mind.
Close that door. And when I did that, the gun went off.
Yolanda, una cosa que intriga muchísimo es ¿por qué si Selena era tu amiga? ¿Por qué si ella quería ayudarte y evitar que te suicidaras? ¿Por qué al recibir el tiro salió corriendo y siguió corriendo como una persona que tiene miedo?
All right, so it's a long question by the reporter. Let me read this. It says, Yolanda, Yolanda, one of the things that people questioned the most was why, if Yolanda was your friend, like how she tried to prevent you from killing yourself, then upon receiving the gunshot, why didn't you ask her for your help? Or why did she not ask you for your help? Because remember, Yolanda's a nurse, okay? For those that don't know a little history, Yolanda is a nurse, registered nurse, I think, at the time. She had left her job to do the fan club full time. Why would she get shot, just keep running as if she was scared? This person, the way they wrote this translation is really off. Yolanda, one of the things that people question the most is why. If Selena was your friend, like how she tried to prevent you from killing yourself, then upon receiving the gunshot, why did she not ask you for your help? Why would she get shot and keep running as if she was scared? That is the question that the reporter is asking Yolanda.
Amiga, ¿por qué si ella quería ayudarte y evitar que te suicidaras? ¿Por qué al recibir el tiro salió corriendo y siguió corriendo como una persona que tiene miedo?
So why did she keep running like a person that was scared? She says, I was also afraid with the gun.
También tenía miedo con la pistola.
Pero ¿por qué ella no se golpeó y dijo, Yolanda, ¿qué me has hecho?
So why didn't she just stop and say, Yolanda, like, what did you do to me?
¿Qué me has hecho? Estoy herida.
I'm hurt. I'm shot.
¿Por qué salió corriendo?
Porque todo
Why did Selena run?
esto fue de un rápido, de una rapidez.
Because everything happened so quickly, in such a hurry.
Si a mí me hubieran pegado un tiro, yo también hubiera corrido para ayuda.
If somebody had shot me, I would have ran for help too.
Pero ¿por qué no voltearse a su amiga, que es una enfermera, y pedirle ayuda?
Well, why not ask a friend for help? You know, because she's a nurse. And thank you so much. You said she's an LPN, which is I think it is a different level of nursing. Is it a registered nurse and then an LPN for those medical professionals in the chat? Correct me.
No sé, María. Yo salí afuera del cuarto. ¿Dónde está mi hija?
I left the room, outside the room, asking, where's my daughter?
Ya no la vi.
¿Tienes la pistola en la mano?
Sí, porque yo no quería que se me fuera.
Yeah, I left the room asking, where is my daughter? Give me one sec.
¿Qué ocurrió, María? Sí, me llevé la pistola conmigo. Porque eras mi pistola.
Pero tú dejaste otras cosas en el cuarto.
Give me one sec. I think I got ahead of myself. Here we go.
Ya, que es una enfermera, y pedirle ayuda.
No sé, María. Yo salí afuera del cuarto. ¿Dónde está mi hija? Ya no la vi.
I left the room asking, where's my daughter? I didn't see. Maria Celeste, a reporter says, or asks, with the gun in hand?
¿Tienes la pistola en la mano?
Sí, porque yo no quería que se me fuera a disparar otra vez.
Yes, with the gun in hand, because I didn't want it to go off again.
Pero dicen uno de los testigos que tú la tenías en la mano apuntando todavía.
Eso nunca
One of the witnesses is saying that you still had the gun out there pointing it.
ocurrió, María.
That never happened, Maria. Yeah, I bought the gun outside with me because it is my gun.
Sí, me llevé la pistola conmigo. Porque eras mi pistola.
But you left the other things, other items that belonged to you inside of the motel room. You didn't take them with you. You bought the gun.
Tú dejaste otras cosas en el cuarto.
You left other things in the room, right?
No te las llevaste contigo, que también eran
No,
tuyas.
porque no, yo no pensaba correr.
Pero ¿por qué
Because I wasn't planning to run.
entonces correr con la pistola y no dejas la pistola con las demás cosas?
But what I'm saying is, why not leave the gun with the rest of your possessions in the room? You left the room running with the gun
Que también son tuyas.
Porque el
because the rest of the possessions are yours.
cuarto estaba abierto.
Because the room was open. Nobody would walk in.
Cualquiera puede haber entrado.
Durante los argumentos de cierre, el fiscal dijo, y fue un momento muy impactante en la corte, él dijo, esta mujer tiene la pistola en la mano, que supuestamente se ha disparado accidentalmente, y lo que uno hace cuando algo ha pasado así es tirar la pistola.
Okay. All right. Let me stop right here. Yeah, this is Maria Celeste Arraras makes a statement and then a question. Okay. She says, during the closing arguments of the trial, the prosecutor said it was a very impactful moment in the courtroom. He said this woman, okay, with the gun in her hand, which she supposedly had just fired off by mistake. And what happens when someone accidentally fires off a gun, accidentally misfires and shoots someone, they drop the gun. Maria Celeste Herreras is giving, it's like a statement question. She's saying what exactly is happening, what happened in the courtroom, and made the statement that the DA at the time said, wait a minute, this woman who says she accidentally shot a gun, somebody who accidentally shoots a gun typically drops a gun. If it was fired by mistake, no, she ran out of the room with the gun, right? That in mind. And thank you for those that are correcting me in the chat about LPN, RN, and all that other stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And note that if you're watching this and you're like, I just want to watch the only translated version, this will be uploaded, edited, so you guys can just watch the translated version and not a lot of commentary, okay? Thank you, guys.
Y lo que uno hace cuando algo ha pasado así es tirar la pistola.
So when somebody misfires, they typically drop the gun. Why? Because they don't want it to go off again with the same gun in the hand. And if it had been the accident that she claims it was, why didn't she just drop it? What do you say to that? How would you respond to that? And that is a question that The reporter is asking Yolanda, what do you say to the people that said you didn't drop the gun if it was accidentally misfired? You kept and ran outside with the gun.
Para que no vuelva a suceder, porque con la pistola en la mano puede volver a suceder. ¿Qué tú contestas a eso?
Yo no quería que nadie más se lastimara.
I didn't want anybody to get hurt.
Esa pistola es mía.
That gun is mine.
Otra persona que se fuera a lastimar me hubieran inculpado a mí. Eso es lo que yo pensé.
If another person got hurt, they would have blamed me. That's what I was thinking.
Tú sabes que la gente que te está mirando en estos momentos va a decir, va a pensar que ella podría decir toda su verdad si estuviese viva.
You know, the people that are watching you right now are thinking or saying she could tell her whole truth if she were alive. And the only reason why she isn't alive is because a bullet from the gun that was in your hands shot and killed her.
Su verdad si estuviese viva y que no está viva porque una bala que salió de la pistola que estaba en tus manos la mató.
Yo te digo, María, yo sé que mi Dios y Selena lo contestan conmigo.
I'm telling you, Maria, I know my God and Selena answer along with me. They're with me. Lunar, thank you so much. And that was my understanding. One of the witnesses said that Yolanda ran with the gun and was calling her a bee. That's what I had heard too. But there's been a lot of different versions of this. But you're right, Lunar. Thank you for the 199. Says I remember Yolanda ran after Selena calling her a bee. That's a couple of, I think it was 2 witnesses or 3 that testified during the trial back in 1995. Okay. Thank you guys. Here we go.
Fue un accidente.
It was an accident, she says.
Yo no soy una asesina sangre fría.
I'm not a cold-blooded murderer. The people have presented me that way, and may God forgive them.
La gente sí me han señalado. Dios que los perdone.
Sabes que la razón principal que convenció al jurado fue que ellos dicen que tú, siendo enfermera, no pediste ayuda, no llamaste al 911.
One of the reasons that was presented, the main reason, hold up, let me go back. You know that the principal reason that convinced the jury was that they say that you being a nurse, you didn't even call out for help. You didn't call 911.
Sabes que la razón principal que convenció al jurado fue que ellos dicen que tú, siendo enfermera, no pediste ayuda, no llamaste al 911.
¿Cómo saben ellos que no lo hice?
How do they know I didn't call 911?
¿Tú llamaste al 911?
You called 911?
Eso no lo puedo discutir. Ellos no,
I can't really discuss that.
Pero Yolanda, si tú
el
llamaste al
fiscal,
911,
But Yolanda, if you called 911,
fiscal nunca probó que no lo hice.
the prosecutor never proved that I didn't call 911, that I never did.
nunca probó que no llamaste al 911.
He didn't prove what? That you didn't call 911? But if you did call 911, why didn't your defense attorney use that defense?
Pero si tú llamaste al 911, ¿por qué tu defensa no lo utilizó?
Porque yo no tengo que probar mi inocencia.
I don't have to prove my innocence. The prosecutor has to prove my guilt.
El fiscal es el que tiene que probar que yo la intenté de matarla.
Pero si ellos están haciendo ver que tú no pediste ayuda en el juicio, ¿qué forma más mejor que aplacar ese tema que diciendo, esta mujer llamó al 911 aquí?
But if it was being shown during the hearing that you never asked for help, wouldn't it be better, to calm the topic down to show that, hey, this woman called 911. Here we have the 911 transcripts if it occurred.
Está la transcripción de la llamada.
Pero como te vuelvo a repetir, mira, te voy a decir, Otro ejemplo
Pero antes
para
que
eso.
nada,
But like I have, let me repeat, okay? I will tell you another example. The reporter, Maria Celeste Arraras, interrupts and says, absolutely not. I want this clear up now. Did you call 911? Yes or no?
para que quede claro, ¿tú llamaste al 911, sí o no?
Otra cosa te voy a revelar.
Another thing I'm going to reveal to you.
Yo tuve que tantas horas en la troca.
I don't know how many hours in the truck.
Tú estuviste
9 horas, ¿verdad?
I was 9 hours in the truck,
de eso te quiero preguntar.
Y nomás 5 horas se grabaron. ¿Dónde
and only 5 hours were recorded.
están las otras 4 horas?
Where are the other 4? Where are the other 4 hours? Maria Celeste Herreras, the reporter, says, another thing I want to ask about precisely this. In those tapes, in the 5 hours of negotiation, you never mentioned the word accident.
Una de las cosas que yo te iba a preguntar, precisamente, en las grabaciones, no es sino hasta 5 horas después que tú mencionas la palabra accidente, cuando uno de los policías que estaba negociando lo sugiere. ¿Por qué tan tarde?
All right, let me stop right here. Whoo-wee. Okay.
5 horas después que tú mencionas la palabra accidente, cuando uno de los policías...
So Maria Celeste Herreras is saying, you know, in the hours that were recorded, you never mentioned the word accident. Only 5 hours into the tapes did you finally mention the word, and only after a policeman suggested it to you first. Why so late?
que estaba negociando lo sugiere. ¿Por qué tan tarde?
Yo comencé a hablar con Larry.
No, I began speaking with Larry long before they began recording me.
Antes que me pusieran la grabación.
¿Y qué es lo que tú me estás diciendo? Que en un principio tú estabas diciendo
Yo
eso.
estaba
So what are you trying to say? That in the beginning you were saying it?
diciendo que fue un accidente.
Yeah, I was saying that it was an accident, but they never recorded me saying that.
Pero nunca me lo grabaron.
¿Y por qué
But they never recorded it. And why wasn't this divulged in court? Asked Maria Celeste Herreras.
Larry no dijo eso en corte?
Sí lo reveló.
Pero Larry
Yeah, it was revealed.
dijo que después que lo mencionó fue que tú lo dijiste.
No, but Larry said that only after he had mentioned it, you said it.
Él dijo eso en su testimonio.
He said that in his testimony.
Él dijo que yo le dije.
He said that I told him I didn't mean to hurt her.
I didn't mean to hurt her.
Pero una cosa, o sea, tú me estás diciendo que desde un principio tú dijiste la palabra accidente.
But one thing, let me rephrase, okay? You're telling me at first you said the word accident with Larry.
Con Larry.
Tú puedes sugerir.
You can suggest. I just didn't need to use the word accident. It's like Mr. Tinker said, if I have a cup of coffee, I pour it over your leg and you say, I didn't mean to hurt you.
Yo no necesito decir la palabra accidente. Es como dijo Mr. Tinker. Si yo tengo una taza de café y te la tiro arriba de tus piernas y dices, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to do it.
I didn't mean to do it.
No quiere decir que lo hice al ruede.
It doesn't mean that I did it on purpose. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to do it. Doesn't mean I did it on purpose.
O dice eso.
Volviendo
Or does it mean that?
a lo de la llamada.
Let's return to the call. If you're saying that you didn't know that she had been wounded or hurt.
Si tú dices que no sabías que Selena estaba herida.
Yo no sabía que estaba herida.
I didn't know she was hurt. And let me pause right here. Yes, Mel Lott, thank you so much for pointing this out. Douglas Tinker was the defense attorney for Yolanda SALDIVAR. He said passed away a couple years ago. He was the defense attorney for Yolanda SALDIVAR at the time. So this is why she's making reference to that. So for those that are new to this case, okay, this was the murder of Selena Quintanilla. For those that are coming in, we are going to be reviewing the Oxygen series that's going to be playing out. One thing, the reason why I wanted to do this is because I had not seen any creator on YouTube that actually translated the exclusive interview that Primer Impacto, which was this reporter's chain where she used to work. I don't know if she works, I don't think she does, with Univision, Primer Impacto, Maria Celeste Arraras. This was the first interview that Yolanda Saldivar did for the first time, right? So I think it's important to point out some of the things that she's saying here and what she doesn't answer, because I have a feeling that it's going to be a lot of other stuff that Yolanda Saldivar is going to say that is either going to contradict or say something different, and her family too. So I wanted to make sure that this was translated because I was reading some of the blogs and they were also pointing out the fact that, oh, it's never before said, never before seen. Yolanda Saldivar has given so many interviews. So we're like opening up this vault, okay? Let's keep translating. For those that want to just hear the translation, I'm going to edit this video out and upload it separate for you guys to view. This is just a live video that is going to help me with the editing.
Pero dentro del cuarto en la alfombra había sangre.
Ni la vi.
All right, one sec. Let me go back a little bit so I'm not lost.
Yo no necesito decir la palabra accidente. Es como dijo Mr. Tinker. Si yo tengo una taza de café y te la tiro arriba de tus piernas y dices, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to do it. No quiere decir que lo hice al ruede. O dice eso.
Volviendo a lo de la llamada.
Let's return to the phone call. If you're saying that you didn't know that she had been wounded or hurt.
Si tú dices que no sabías que Selena estaba herida.
Yo no sabía que estaba herida.
Pero dentro del cuarto en la alfombra había sangre.
Ni la
I didn't know she was hurt, but in the floor of the room there was blood.
vi.
I didn't see it.
Yo estaba tan asustada.
I was so scared.
Entonces tú no llamaste al 911.
So you didn't call 911 because
Porque
No
sí,
estoy diciendo.
I'm not saying that.
Yo no voy a revelar eso porque no lo puedo
I can't reveal that.
revelar.
ok, pero es lógica que si no sabes que está
Okay, but it's logic, okay, to say that you didn't call 911 if you were not aware that she was in need of medical attention.
herida, ¿para qué vas a llamar al 911?
Yo no sabía que Selena estaba herida.
I didn't know that Selena was hurt.
Yolanda, esa mañana tú dices que ocurrió algo. ¿Qué
Yolanda, that morning you said something occurred. Tell me what happened.
pasó?
Tuvimos una discusión.
We had a disagreement
A tocante de ese secreto.
regarding that secret. She wanted to do something. She wanted me to help her do it.
Ella quería hacer algo. Y quería que yo le ayudara.
She wanted me to help her.
Yo lo vi muy peligroso para mí.
I saw it very dangerous for me.
¿Por qué?
Primero porque yo sé que no estaba bien.
First, because I knew it wasn't good.
Yo sé que no era una cosa que lo que ella iba a hacer o que vamos a hacer no estaba bien.
First, because it was a thing that we were going to do, or what we were going to do, wasn't good.
Yo me vi en peligro por mi vida.
I saw myself in danger for my life.
Yolanda, pero qué más peligro que ponerte una pistola en la cabeza.
But wait, Yolanda, what would be more dangerous than to put a gun on your head?
Porque ya me iban amenazado
Because they had already threatened me before.
anterior. Ya me iban amenazado físicamente.
They had already threatened me physically.
Y las otras cosas que me han pasado que no puedo revelar en este momento.
And the other things that have happened to me that I can't disclose today right now.
Yo ya no quería seguir adelante.
I didn't want to move forward. I didn't want to keep going.
Porque ella no quería que yo la dejara.
Because she didn't want me to leave her.
Pero es
Las
que si
tres-
si te suicidabas, ¿la ibas a dejar también?
But if you killed yourself, you would have left her.
Pero me llevaba su secreto conmigo.
But I would take her secret to my grave.
Una cosa que notamos a través de la entrevista.
So this is a voiceover again, third voiceover from Maria Celeste Arraras. If you read Maria Celeste Arraras's book, she talks about various edits that they did during the interview. So I'm assuming that this is why they had to do a voiceover during this time. So she says, something we noticed throughout this interview, the impression that Yolanda wanted to give is that she was protecting Selena.
La impresión que Yolanda quiso dar es que ella estaba protegiendo a Selena.
Yo miraba peligro adelante.
I saw danger, and she didn't.
Ella no.
She
Tú
didn't.
dices que tú veías el peligro adelante y que
You're saying that you would see the danger that was ahead, but she did not. But the people who judge you, the jury, decided that you were the danger and that it was you who killed her, and she didn't see it coming.
ella no. Pero las personas que te juzgan, el jurado, decidió que el peligro eras tú, que tú fuiste la que la mataste y que ella no lo vio.
Yo no digo peligro en esa manera. Yo digo peligro en cómo se iba a revolver todo esto.
I'm not saying danger in that way. Danger in that this all was going to turn around and would resort in pain and suffering. That is the danger that I'm talking about.
Y que le iba a causar a ella sufrimiento. Ese es el peligro que estoy hablando.
Es en este momento en que Yolanda menciona al doctor Ricardo Martínez.
So she does a voiceover. Maria Celeste as a reporter does a voiceover. And in this first interview, Yolanda SALDIVAR mentions Dr. Ricardo Martínez, the alleged doctor who years after this interview, I believe it was 15 years after this interview, comes out and says that he was having an affair with Selena Quintanilla, okay, with Selena, all right? This doctor did testify in the court as far as businesses go, but nothing of an affair really came out at that time, okay? So it's all this time Yolanda brings up Dr. Ricardo Martínez. As you remember in another exclusive interview on Primer Impacto, he described himself as a trusted friend to Selena during her final months alive, in addition to being her physician and financial advisor.
Como recuerdan, en otra entrevista exclusiva de Primer Impacto, él se describió como el confidente de Selena en sus últimos meses de vida, además de ser su médico y asesor financiero. Él nos dijo que Selena lo llamó para decirle que iba sola a ver a Yolanda porque así ella se lo había pedido.
So he told us that Selena called him to tell him that she was going to meet Yolanda alone at the motel because Yolanda specifically told her to go alone. So the doctor had said in that interview that Yolanda had specifically told Selena that she wanted to meet with him alone or with her alone.
¿Por qué, Yolanda?
Why, Yolanda? Why alone?
¿Por qué sola?
Yo no le dije eso.
I never told her that. I told her to come to the hotel. I begged her not to come to the hotel. Excuse me. I never told her that. I told her not to come to the hotel. I begged her not to come to the hotel.
Yo le dije que no viniera al hotel. Le rogué que no viniera al hotel. Yo nunca le dije que viniera al hotel.
I never told her to come to the hotel. She came of her own volition.
Ella vino por su propia voluntad.
Voluntarily, excuse me, that's the word.
Y a revelarte por qué vino, te voy a revelar la verdad que no puedo decir.
And to reveal you, to tell you exactly why she came, would be disclosing the truth. And I can't tell you that.
Ella vino a revelarte el secreto
She came to tell you the secret or more about the secret?
o más del secreto. Algo
Ya
que
el
estaba
secreto
tramitando.
ya había secreto, lo sabíamos.
The secret I already knew. I already knew the secret. So it was already underway in the moment at that time.
Lo sabía, era algo que ya estaba tramitando en ese momento. Un gran misterio en toda esta tragedia ha sido el anillo que llevaba en su mano Selena al momento de morir. Un anillo que tú compraste.
All right. Maria Celeste Arraras, the reporter, is making a statement, and then she does a statement, and then she follows by a question. She says, a big mystery is this huge tragedy has been the ring that Selena had in her hand at the moment of her death. The ring that you bought her. What role does this ring play in all of this? You guys remember, I mean, you might have seen it in the movie. Let me stop right here. There was this ring with an egg. If you watch the movie, there's a part where Jennifer Lopez was playing Selena, says, "There's a ring with an egg," right? There's a lot of mystery surrounding this ring with this egg. Who actually purchased it? Was it Yolanda SALDIVAR, or was it somebody else, or was it like Yolanda got the doctor to purchase it? That was an interesting piece to this puzzle about this ring. So she's bringing this up about this ring, which, by the way, I was told, I heard years after the tragedy that the ring was thrown in the Gulf of Mexico. It's somewhere out there. The family got rid of it because there was so much tragedy surrounding this ring. It's not even in the museum, I believe.
¿Qué papel jugó ese anillo, Yolanda?
What role did this ring play, Yolanda?
Se han dicho muchas cosas de ese anillo, que ninguna es verdad.
They have said so many things about this ring. None of it is true.
El anillo es parte del secreto.
Is the ring part of the secret?
Exactamente.
Exactly.
¿Cómo era ese anillo? Por lo menos dime eso.
How was this ring? If nothing, at least tell me that.
Donde quiera que íbamos, ella decía, si miras un huevo de Fabergé, me lo compras.
If you, every time we'd go out or wherever we'd go out, she would say to me, if you see a ring with an egg on it, buy it for me.
A cualquiera, no nomás a mí, a su familia, a su hermano.
She would tell that to everybody, her brother, her family, anybody.
Ella decía, cómpramelo. Le gustaba, le encantaba.
She would say, buy it for me. She loved it.
Lo único, tenía una colección tremenda.
She would have she had an enormous collection.
Lo único que le faltaba era un anillo.
The only thing that was missing was a ring.
Pero ese anillo lo pagaste tú con la tarjeta de Selena, etc.
But that ring, you paid for it by using the Selena, etc. credit card.
Esa es una explicación que viene con la verdad.
That's an explanation that comes with the truth.
Pero está el recibo.
But there's the receipt.
Sí, ciertamente.
Yes, exactly. Nothing else. Nothing else is what you are saying.
Pero
No
hay
lo
más.
niego.
Es lo que tú quieres decir.
Is there anything else that you would like to say? Sorry, this threw me off in the translation. I'll edit this part out. Is there anything else you want to say?
No lo Déjame decirte muchas cosas. Ella cuando quería que yo hiciera algo, yo iba a lo hacía.
Let me tell you a lot of things. Anytime she wanted me to do something, I just do it.
Cuando ella decía, bueno, el mes de enero ella estuvo muy enferma.
When she would say, well, in January, she was very sick.
Y me dijo, madre, no tengo, cómprame unas t-shirts que dicen de cotton,
Sí.
de algodón.
And she told me, Mother, I don't have, buy me some t-shirts, some cotton t-shirts before you bring them. Buy me some of whatever. They're cheap. Just buy them and bring them to me.
Cómprame, tráeme unas de lo que sea. Baratas, lo que te nomás tráeme. Está bien.
Just bring me these shirts. All right. Yes. And I would use that card. That day I bought 20.
Digo, pones una tarjeta. Está bien. Yo iba, le compré 20.
¿Qué enfermedad tenía ella en enero? No me digas que eso es parte del secreto.
Exacto.
Ahora sí que estoy bien confundida.
Sí.
So tell me what sickness she had. Don't tell me this was part of the secret. Exactly.
Sí, está muy confundido todo esto. Pero yo lo puedo decir día a día qué pasó.
But I could tell you day by day, all of this is confusing, but I could tell you day by day what happened.
¿Qué fueron las causas que comenzaron a transmitir toda la verdad?
But what was the cause for all the fear, for all for
Las
everything,
amenazas, todas las
all the threats, all the fear?
cosas de Selena.
¿Cómo es la relación entre Chris y Selena?
What is the relationship like between Chris and Selena?
Los meses que yo estuve trabajando con Selena, tenían problemas.
The months that I was working for Selena, they had problems.
El doctor Martínez dijo que ella se sentía sola.
Dr. Martinez said that she felt alone.
Muy sola.
She felt alone, very lonely,
Demasiado sola.
completely lonely.
Que él pensaba que Chris no la apoyaba.
She felt like Chris didn't support her, uplift her.
Eso es cierto.
It's true, very true.
Muy cierto. En un viaje a Monterrey, me dijo, Yolanda, hay dos personas que me quieren porque soy una persona.
In a trip to Monterrey, Mexico, she told me, Yolanda, there are two people who love me because I'm a person.
No porque quién soy,
Not because of who I am, not for the money I earn, not for my future potential, but because I'm a person and they respect me.
no por el dinero que yo gano, no lo que yo puedo hacer en el futuro, pero porque soy una persona
¿Y quiénes son esas
y me
personas?
respetan. Dices,
And who are those people, those two people?
¿eres tú? El doctor Martínez.
And she says it was you and Dr. Martinez.
No mencionó a su propia madre.
She doesn't mention her own mother.
Y si te digo, María, si me das permiso,
And if you allow me, Maria, if you give me permission, I'd like to give a message to Miss Quintanilla, Mrs. Quintanilla.
quisiera decir algo a la señora Quintanilla. Miss Quintanilla,
Mrs. Quintanilla,
dentro de mi corazón,
from the bottom of my heart, I ask for your forgiveness for everything that I have done.
te pido perdón por todo lo que he hecho. Pero quiero decirle que yo, el 22 de enero, yo le quise dar saber a usted
But I want to tell you that I, on the 22nd of January, I wanted to make you aware of what Selena was dealing with.
lo que estaba tramitando Selena. Yo estaba a punto de decirle
I was about to tell you
todo,
everything,
al punto de decirle, Selena los interrumpió.
to the point of telling you, Selena interrupted.
Entonces yo le dije, llámeme, que tengo que decirle.
So then I told you, call me, I need to tell you.
Usted nunca me llamó.
You never called me.
Selena me tomó de la mano y me dijo, no le digas a mi madre, no le digas a mi padre.
Selena took my hand and said to me, do not tell my mother, do not tell my father about what I'm going through,
De lo que yo estoy pasando. Es mi vida.
it's my life. I will know how to manage it. Support me. That's all I ask you. And I told you, Miss Quintanilla, that revealing
Yo
this would cost my entire friendship with Selena.
sabré cómo manejarla. Apóyame, que eso es lo que te pido. Yo le dije a Miss Quintanilla que a revelarle yo esto, que yo iba a perder toda la amistad de Selena. Y yo estaba dispuesta a llegar a eso.
And I was willing and prepared to come to that, but you didn't want to listen to me.
Pero usted no me quiso escuchar. No la estoy culpando.
I'm not blaming you, but I tried to tell you.
Pero yo traté de decirle.
Yolanda, Abraham Quintanilla. ¿Qué te dice ese nombre?
Yolanda, Abraham Quintanilla, what does that name mean to you?
Es un ser humano.
It's a human being, just like you or me. He has the potential to make mistakes.
Como tú y yo. Tiene la potencia de cometer errores. Que los acepte es otra cosa.
To accept them would be another thing. Maria Celeste Arraras makes a statement / question. He has accused you of being a thief. He said that you did it for money and that so that nobody would find out that you were stealing from the fan club funds. They have not submitted evidence in this respect, but supposedly the investigation led the prosecutor to continue onwards.
A ti te han acusado de ladrona. Han dicho que tú la habías matado por dinero para que no revelara que tú estabas defalcando fondos del fan club. No han presentado evidencia al respecto, pero supuestamente, de acuerdo al fiscal, la investigación continúa. Te voy a preguntar directamente. ¿Tú alguna vez le robaste dinero a
I'm going to ask you directly. Were you stealing money from Selena? Yes or no?
Selena? ¿Sí o no?
No.
No, never. Not even a single cent. To you, my daughter, I have never taken a single penny from you.
Nunca le robé ni un centavo. Yo a mi hija, nunca
To my daughter, I would never
le he tomado un centavo.
taken a penny, a single penny.
Y ella lo sabe.
She knows it.
Pero el día que se revele eso, también voy a enseñar pruebas.
But the day that is revealed, I will also show proof.
Según Yolanda, prueba de su devoción incondicional a Selena se esconde en un poema que ella le escribió a la cantante 3 días después de dispararle.
Maria Celeste Herrera does another voiceover, and she says, according to Yolanda, proof of her unconditional devotion to Selena is hidden within the words of a poem that she wrote to the singer 3 days after having shot her. And she will read that poem.
El día 31 de marzo, tú, mi adorada amiga, me confesaste que el día que tú faltes, yo confesaría tu vida triste. Pero te diré, alma mía.
Oh, Lord, am I going to have to channel my crocodile tears on this? I don't have crocodile tears. Let me see. She says, on March 31st, you, my adoring friend, you confessed to me that on that day you were missing, I would confess your sad life. But I will tell you, my soul, the greatest pain is that of your great secret that I recognize to be for beyond my reach. Drop some violins in the chat.
El dolor más grande es tu gran secreto.
The greatest pain is this great secret
Que yo reconozco que está lejos de mi alcance.
that is far from my reach.
Selena, no tengo valor de decir a nadie.
Selena, I don't have the courage to tell anybody. Y'all better be hitting the like button. It's so hard for me to channel the Yolanda SALDIVAR character. I'm trying. This was hard. It's been hard to read and translate, okay? And for those that don't want this additional drama, I'm going to be cutting up this video, putting it together so y'all can review it, okay?
Por más que pueda, no tengo valor.
I don't have the guts to tell anyone or the courage. I'm dead in my life.
Estoy muerta en vida. Es lo único que yo tengo, María.
It's the only thing I have, Maria.
Que yo sé que ella me da valor.
I know she gives me strength
Para seguir adelante.
keep moving forward.
Tengo una espina en mi corazón.
I have this spina. I don't even know. How do you translate? See, now I'm messed up. Keeping up. It's not, it's this, well, I guess it's a spine. I guess there's a better translation word for that. She says, I have a spine in my heart that I can't remove. I'm telling you, and I affirm it to you, Selena would never enjoy a person being turned into a monster. Thank you, a thorn. Thank you. I don't know why she said somebody put spine in there. That's why I said spine. I'm like, I don't think that's the right word. I have a thorn in my heart, right? That I can't remove. And I'm telling you, I affirm it to you, Selena would never enjoy a person being turned into a monster.
Que no puedo sacar. Yo te digo a ti y te lo afirmo. Selena nunca se gozaría que una persona le llamara el monstruo.
Selena would never like anybody calling me a monster. This interview was in 1995, SW. So Maria Celeste Arraras then makes a statement / question. After the events of the 31st of March, all that happened in the aftermath, have you returned to listen to her music?
Desde que pasó el incidente del 31 de marzo, ¿tú has vuelto a escuchar su música?
He oído un poco.
I've heard a little bit of I Could Fall in Love.
I could fall in love.
¿Cómo la viste?
How did you hear it? By chance.
¿Por casualidad?
Por casualidad.
By chance.
¿En dónde?
Where?
Lo estaban tramitando en un televisión aquí.
They were transmitting it on a TV set in prison. And how did you feel?
¿Y qué sentiste?
Sentí alegría por ella.
Yolanda, volviendo a tu familia.
I felt happiness for her. Thank you, Monica, for stopping by. Shout out to everybody in here. Sorry. So then Maria Celeste Arraras says, Yolanda, returning to the topic of the family, what do you think of them?
Familia, ¿qué tú pensabas de ellos? ¿Cómo te sentías?
How did you feel about them? How did you feel about you? How did they feel about you? You know that they are suffering.
Sabes que ellos estaban sufriendo.
Oh, sí. Yo sufro mucho por ellos.
Yeah, I'm suffering for them too.
Porque ellos no merecen estar sufriendo así.
Because they don't deserve to be suffering like that.
Nadie.
Nobody.
Ni
Nor the public. We don't deserve to be suffering like this because of Selena.
la gente merecemos estar sufriendo así por Selena. Nadie.
Nobody. And I'm telling you that my conscience is well and clean because I'm not to blame for the death of Selena.
Yo te digo que yo tengo la conciencia bien limpia. Yo no soy culpable de la muerte de Selena.
I am not to blame for, I am not at fault for the death of Selena.
Y mis padres, y mi familia, mis amigos, todos lo saben.
And my parents and my family and my friends, they all know it. I'm suffering for them, Maria, and so are my parents.
Por eso estamos sufriendo, María. Por eso mis padres están sufriendo.
So that is why my parents are suffering, Maria. Maria Celeste Arraras comes in and says, a question. You know that there have been death threats issued against your life, right? Very real, serious threats and warnings.
Tú sabes que a ti te han amenazado de muerte, amenazas serias. Tú sabes que
You know that on the street, the public wants your head. They celebrated the day you were found guilty, the day they sentenced you to life in prison.
en la calle han pedido tu cabeza, han celebrado el día que te encontraron culpable y el día que te mandaron a prisión de por vida. En vista de todo esto, ¿tú sientes miedo por tu vida?
In light of all this, do you feel a danger to your life?
Si vieras que no me importa, María.
If you only knew, Maria, that I don't care.
Si la gente me quiere matar, adelante.
If the people want to kill me, let them.
Cuando te sacaron de la corte el último día, ¿tú pudiste ver a la gente como estaba celebrando?
When they took you out of the court on the final day of the trial, were you able to see the people, the public, how they were celebrating your misfortune in that moment?
Tu desgracia en ese momento.
No. A mí me lo dieron saber.
No, they let me know.
En medio de mi familia, mis amigos.
With my family and my friends.
¿Y tú?
Si vieras, María, que yo no miro cosas así.
If you knew, Maria, I don't look at things like that. I feel like what has happened to me has also happened to Jesus Christ.
Lo siento. De lo que me ha pasado a mí, le pasó a mi Jesucristo igualmente.
I feel like what has happened to me happened to Jesus Christ, the same.
Que antes que él hablara algo, ya lo tenían condenado.
Before he was able to speak, they had already condemned him.
Pero él resucitó. ¿Tú crees que
But he resurrected and redeemed. Do you think you will revive after all of this?
tú vas a resucitar de esta?
Solo él sabe.
¿Por qué tus abogados no revelaron el secreto en corte?
Do you think you will survive all of this? Only he knows. Maria Celeste Arraras then asked the question, why did your lawyers not bring up this secret during the trial? Did you prohibit them? Did you prohibit them yourself?
¿Tú se los prohibiste?
Yo se los prohibí.
I did. It was me alone who prohibited them, but together we decided that the prosecution had not proven intent.
Y juntos, nosotros decidimos que la fiscalía no iba a probar o intentado. Y así lo mantenemos.
And that is how we keep it.
Yolanda,
Yolanda, looking back at the trial, would you have changed anything?
mirando atrás en el juicio, ¿tú hubieses cambiado algo?
No.
No, nothing. You feel satisfied?
¿Te sientes satisfecha?
Oh, me siento muy satisfecha.
I feel very satisfied.
¿Tú estuviste de acuerdo en que ellos decidieran irse por el todo o nada, o por asesinato en primer grado intencional o libertad?
So you were in agreement with the decision to go for all or nothing, either first degree intentional murder or freedom?
Sí.
¿Te arrepientes?
Yes. Do you regret any? Do you have any regrets? No, because I know, Maria, that I have done nothing wrong.
Porque yo sé, María, que yo no hice nada malo. Pero si la gente me ha condenado,
¿Tú pensabas
But if the people have convicted me, Maria Celeste Arraras then asks or makes a statement, did you think that if you had been found guilty, that they'd have sentenced you to the maximum sentence, life in prison?
Que te encontraron culpable, que te iban a condenar a cadena perpetua, la pena máxima.
So basically asking her, did she think that this is what the conviction was going to be?
Yo lo esperaba.
I was expecting it, she says. Maria Celeste Arraras then asked, why?
¿Por qué?
Porque la gente está dolorida.
Because people are hurt, and I don't blame them. The public does not want to accept the reality of what actually happened on that day.
Y no los culpo. La gente no quiere aceptar la realidad de exactamente lo que pasó ese día.
People don't want to accept what happened on that day.
La gente está ciega por las cosas que estaban sucediendo
The people are blind to the things that were happening,
y están envenenadas
and they're poisoned
por las cosas que la gente o que las personas le han puesto en la mente de esas personas.
and they are poisoned to the things that they have put in their minds. Maria Celeste Arraras says, your life in prison, how is it? How is it every day?
Tu vida en prisión, ¿cómo es? ¿Cómo es cada día?
Aquí donde me tienen, en el condado de Nueces, me han tratado de lo más mejor.
Here, where they have me in Nueces County Jail, they have treated me better than I've ever hoped and expected. They are the officials. They are like a second family to me.
Como que yo nunca esperaba. Ellos son los oficiales, son como mi segunda familia.
Ahora que te van a transferir en el futuro a otra cárcel, donde no están los oficiales aquí amigos tuyos, ¿cómo tú le vas a hacer frente a eso?
So now that they're going to transfer you to another prison where there are no officials, like you said, that are yours, how will that affect you?
Será lo que Dios quiera.
En términos del futuro, ¿qué planes tú tienes para el futuro?
It will be what God wants. In terms of the future, what plans do you have for the future?
De primero yo quiero revelar la historia de mi hija.
First, I want to reveal the story of my daughter.
¿En un libro tal vez?
In a book, perhaps?
No estoy ni pensando en eso.
Porque sé
No, I'm not even thinking of that.
que te han hecho ofertas.
Because people have made you offers.
Te
Te
para
estoy
muchas
diciendo la
cosas.
mera verdad. A mí, no me importa el dinero.
For me, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the deals I've been offered.
No me importa las ofrendas que me han ofrecido. A mí lo que me importa es que mi hija descanse en paz.
What matters to me is that my daughter rests in peace.
Y si eso es lo que ella quiere que yo diga, adelante voy.
And if that is what she wants me to say, forward I will move.
Hay personas que no importa lo que tú digas, no importa cuánto expliques, nunca van a creer en ti. Siempre van a pensar que eres un monstruo, que eres una asesina a sangre fría.
Maria Celeste Arraras makes a statement, says, there are people who don't care what you have to say. They don't care how much you explain. They're never going to believe you because to these people, no matter what you do, they will always, you are a cold-blooded murderer. How does that make you feel?
¿Cómo te
Yo no
sientes?
estoy aquí, María, para cambiar ese pensamiento a nadie.
Maria, I'm not here to change anybody's mind for the day that I'm ready to disclose the whole truth. I will be equipped with the documentation, proof, evidence in my hands that will show the public this is.
Que el día que yo esté lista para revelar toda la verdad, yo lo voy a hacer con hechos, con papel, con pruebas en la mano y enseñarle al público. Esto fue lo que estaba transmitiendo Selena. Pero yo sé que mi
This is what was being said. And I know Selena, my family, and my 2 friends all know that I am no monster.
Dios, Selena, mi familia y mis verdaderos amigos saben que yo no soy un monstruo. Yo soy una gente humana.
They know that I'm not a monster. My God knows I'm not a monster. I am a human person. And that is the end of that. I am parched. Okay, so for those that, because there's a lot of people that never, a human person, yeah, Nikita, she said that was a translation that was written. I'm sure she meant to say I'm a human being, but a human person was what was written in the translation. Okay, y'all, are you guys okay? Are y'all okay? That was hard to translate, but I said, listen, it was important because I didn't see any channel out there that was giving commentary to an interview, number one, from 1995. Okay. You guys have to understand why this was such a big deal back then. It was the OJ trial, and then it followed by this tragedy, right? So a lot of this was traumatic, right, for a lot of the Latino community. So it was definitely something that I wanted to touch. So I'm going to be editing this and putting it up, uploading it separate. I think this is a very important piece to put out there because it was her first interview. And so then when this big, huge secret comes out that never before seen, exclusive documents, what the public doesn't know, I think it'd be great to talk about it. And it'll also, align well with other stuff that we're going to be reviewing as it pertains to that. Yes, thank you, thank you. We need a family meeting. Human. All right. Now I don't know, Rick. When you interview a liar, what do you do? I mean, Maria Celeste Arraras got a lot of flack. Hold up, let me see what this person says. Huh? If anyone, as you probably know, hopefully, are going to do away with this house. I don't know what you mean, girl. I don't know what you mean. All right. So yes, listen to it. I'm gonna re-edit this so it's uploaded. Sorry, I got distracted by a comment. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This was hard to translate, so do me a favor, hit the like button. I will see you guys on the next one because I'm almost up here for 2 hours and I typically do one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye guys. Bye bye bye. Bye bye bye. Thank you. Bye.